Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of Inside the Dome. I am John Dodaro, and I am joined with Carlin Jacob. It is week 2 of the college football season. Week 1 was insane. We're going to break down everything that happened in week 1 while we make our week 2 predictions. I love college football. It was a great weekend this past weekend. I absolutely loved the games. Loved every single minute of it. There were so many great games that happened. Some low-scoring games, some surprises, some upsets, a little bit of everything that happened in week 1. We'll break it all down from Bama to Florida State to Texas, Arch Manning, all of that. We got a lot to discuss in this episode and a lot of games to predict. We are predicting 24 games in this episode. Now, there's not a lot of ranked versus ranked matchups. Let's say that. There's not a lot of big-time matchups. Last week, there were a good amount. This week, I believe there's only one. And that is essentially the second to last game that we're predicting is a ranked versus ranked matchup. Every other game is an unranked versus ranked matchup. So I think this episode will be more of us talking about last week than like dissecting the picks for this week. Because I think this week, we got a lot of blowouts on our hand. I really think there's a lot of blowouts that are going to happen. So it's going to be a fun week, though. We're going to talk all about it. But Carlin, it is another week of college football. How are you doing today? How are you in terms of your teams winning, losing, all of that?
I'm doing pretty well. How did I go last week?
Last week was not terrible for you.
No.
But in terms of the head-to-head matchups between us, you were on the bad side of things for the most part.
I see that.
Yeah, the only point where we differed and you were right was my superdog with me taking Syracuse over Tennessee.
Yeah,
every other time we differed, I got the correct pick.
Correct.
So unfortunate.
I mean, that Alabama. There's so many games we can talk about of what happened. I feel like we should just do that. But before we do that, I'm doing pretty well. Tomorrow is a big episode. NFL predictions. We have yet to record that. Who knows how that's going to go. And there's so much other stuff that happens this week. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We're on the race to 500 followers on TikTok. So make sure you do that. I'm sure John has a big goal in mind for Twitter to get by the end of the year. We're trying to push as hard as we can, and it's the time of the year, baby. So let's get it. But you ready to talk?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk. There's a lot to discuss.
Okay, so do you want to start with Bama? Do you want to start with Arch Manning? Do you want to start about Coach Belichick? Where do you want to start?
Where to start here? I will say I am doing a fantasy draft right now. But it's not going to be me interrupting every 5 minutes because it's a non-money league.
I just made a pick. You just want to do an order.
Happy.
We'll start with Texas, Ohio State.
Yeah, I was going to say let's start with Texas, Ohio State. Also, before we get to that, you mentioned the NFL episode. There is a corresponding episode that is out today. Another episode of our daily series, The West, us predicting the AFC and NFC West. That episode also drops today, so check that out. If you already checked that out and you're coming to this, good job. But check out that episode after you're done with this one. Let's start with Texas versus Ohio State, a game that I got it right.
Okay, but did you expect it to be that way?
No. I did not expect Arch Manning to play terrible. That's the nicest way to put it. He did not play good. I know you didn't watch the game fully.
No.
And thank you for making that TikTok.
That was miserable.
I realized, too, the coordinator for Ohio State, their defensive coordinator, is none other than Matt Patricia. So he is the defensive coordinator. And he did good. Now, here's the thing, though. It wasn't just because the defense was so good that Arch Manning sucked. Arch Manning also sucked because he had simple throws that he just couldn't make. He threw too many throws into the ground at the defender's feet or the receiver's feet. On one of the last plays of the game, it was like a third down play. He has a wide open guy crossing, wide open. he decides to sidearm it, and it's not the most accurate ball. If he throws it perfectly, he gets the first down. Instead, he throws it kind of behind, so the receiver has to one-hand catch it, doesn't complete it. And then fourth down wasn't great either at the end of that game. Arch Manning probably isn't winning the Heisman anymore. Let's say that. I don't know if he has a path to the Heisman Trophy at this point, but I mean, I still think
it's week 1
with him. It's week 1.
That's the thing.
He has an easy matchup next week. So
yeah, if he sucks, then it's kind of not good. It was his first road start. I actually called it on Twitter. I was tweeting about it. I said, this is going to be a low-scoring game. And it was. But, yeah, I'm not surprised if anything this turned out. But I will say, this is not the worst quarterback performance I saw all weekend.
Who was the worst quarterback performance you saw all week?
North Carolina's quarterback.
Oh, Monday.
Yeah. I'm counting it Labor Day holiday weekend.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
But let's get to that last.
Yeah.
The rest of this game, I mean, it was low scoring. You had two technically rookie-ish quarterbacks. Like Arch Manning played a little bit last year, but he was not on this level as a starter against Ohio State on the road. That is tough. No matter what quarterback you are, that is tough to do. There were probably a lot of nerves, a lot of pressure. I think week 2, we'll predict week 2. Their matchup, it's really easy. So I think Arch Manning will have a bounce back week. But once we get to SEC play, it's going to be a lot tougher. And that's where I think we'll judge Arch Manning even more. And I think the one question that people are already asking is he even going to go to the draft after this season? Because if he looks how he currently did against that defense, he's not ready in any way. So
yeah, it's way too early.
It depends.
It's way too early.
It's way too early.
Yeah, I if I were to place a bet on it right now, I say he waits a year. Especially who's the first overall team. I mean, if it's New Orleans and he wants to go to New Orleans, like let's say he plays and gets the first overall pick, he might want to go. He might declare. But if it's like the Colts, he might not want to go to the Colts. You don't know how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
But I think that's for a different story. Also, shout out quickly to Lee Corso. He went perfect on his final predictions. Then obviously he took the Ohio State Buckeye. It was really nice. I don't know if you were watching Big Noon Kickoff or not, John. I know you don't like Big Noon Kickoff.
I saw the clip where they switched over to ESPN.
That was nice.
For that. Yeah. Because, I mean, they literally brought out Lee Corso onto the middle of the field for that.
I mean, he deserves
they brought him all the way out.
Yeah, he deserves it. So, shout out to that.
Great moment.
And
we both predicted that he would take Ohio State, and he did.
He did.
So,
that's awesome. And
I would give us both bonus points, but there's no point in doing that.
Dude, he went 5 for 5, too.
He did. Florida State was the crazy pick.
Yeah.
That was absolutely crazy that he took Florida State. But then again, that's one of his schools. So it's kind of obvious that he would do that. But you got that right. Let's go there real quick, shall we?
I was going to say.
Alabama, Florida State. We'll talk more about these teams when we predict them.
I want to say something. Because this got a conversation Saturday night at 2 a.m. in the morning. I was texting my one buddy. And I texted him because he's a Bama fan, right? So I texted him because I don't understand why all these people text me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you are like, not him, but like, Bama's the most bandwagon school. And Bama's like the Dallas Cowboys or the Kansas City Chiefs. When they lose, the entire league talks crap about that team. No matter what, And someone said, well, Penn State has an easy schedule. They do have a first 3 easy games, but it gets harder second of the year. But also, on paper, Bama should have never beat Florida State. Sorry, Bama should have beat Florida State. And I kind of would have never expected it, but after thinking about it, I would have changed my pick. Bro, like, that team looks so undisciplined. And for Florida State to go from 2-10 last year to beating a top 10 kind of team is insane. Insane.
Yeah. We'll break down some of the players a bit later, but Bama losing this sucks. I mean, for Bama, they fell a lot in the top 25. They are all the way at like 21 off the top of my head. They fell from 8 to 21. Big drop for Bama. They had a new quarterback starting, who I wouldn't call young. He didn't play terrible. I think he gave Bama a chance later on. Like, he had some good effort plays, but they felt undisciplined at times. They really did. The defense wasn't great. Like, their quarterback, Castellanos, my best attempt at saying his last name, for Florida State, only had 14 pass attempts. It was a ground game for Florida State, and they dominated on the ground. So, though it is, here's the too early to tell question. Is it because Alabama sucks? Is it because Florida State is good? Or is Florida State really not good? It's too early to tell. Like, we don't know if Florida State is going to be legit in the ACC this year. We don't know. We don't know if Bama just ran into a really good team or if Bama just sucks. It's too early to tell how these teams are going to play. If you're a Bama fan, you are praying that Florida State has a nice run and is a very good team, so that loss doesn't hurt as much when we get to the end of the year. So if you're a Bama fan, you are probably a Florida State fan for the rest of the season. Let's say that. So it's too early to tell. But I think the rest of the games, do we just want to discuss when we talk about each team?
I was going to say, you want to talk LSU, Clemson real quick, Notre Dame and Miami, and then the big one?
Yeah. Okay, we can do that. LSU, Clemson was honestly probably the game of the weekend, maybe. It was a really good game. It was a really good game. There was some controversy at one point because LSU had a touchdown. And, at first they called it a catch, and it was short of the goal line, they called it. And then they were reviewing it, and I think every common sense person thought that they were reviewing it to be a touchdown. Even the commentators like, okay, we're reviewing to see if this is a touchdown. This looks like a touchdown to me. And then they ruled it an incomplete pass. Everyone was going crazy, including me.
The refs were on something this weekend. They were horrible through and through.
Yeah. The rules analyst had no clue why it was ruled incomplete. The commentator said, I saw no reason, even online, as to why that was incomplete.
Wait, so who was catching it?
It was an LSU receiver.
And he dropped it. Oh, now here's the question.
They say he didn't survive the ground, but he went over the pylon, so it doesn't even matter.
Was it ACC refs or SEC refs?
It was SEC refs.
Okay, so then
they were hurting LSU.
Yeah, I was going to say that can affect it.
It could.
But
yeah, it was weird. It was
Clemson.
That was a bad moment. It was definitely bad. But here's the thing, like, in LSU at the end of the first half, they could have taken the points, like 3 points, and so they went for it on fourth down and they didn't get it. So they should have won like 27-10. Instead, they only won 17-10. Clemson really struggled. And it could just be because LSU is really good. They're ranked number 3 in the nation now. LSU. Like, they went from 9 to 3, I believe. So they're looking really good. Clemson, they were ranked number 4 and they fell a little bit, not too much though. So we'll kind of see how they do. The next game was Miami and Notre Dame. Carson Beck. I took Miami for Carson Beck. That was literally the only reason why I took Miami. Notre Dame had a redshirt freshman starting, and he played pretty good for being a redshirt freshman, I would say. CJ Carr, 19 of 30, 221 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick, and a rushing touchdown. He played good, but how do you feel? While I make my draft pick, how do you feel about Notre Dame losing? A wrong pick of yours.
How far did they fall is the question.
Notre Dame, they didn't fall much.
Yeah, I mean, it's a top 10 rank. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to really hurt them as much, but they're never going to obviously be conference buy-in to get a playoff. They got to earn their spot to be in the playoffs, which, I mean, they're not part of the thing, so who cares? It's their choice. But, I mean, I just didn't expect Miami to be this good with Carson Beck, but that game came down to the wire. I think it was 27-24. when I was looking. Miami was leading, and then Notre Dame came back a little bit from what I remember. I didn't really get to watch the game, but it doesn't hurt Notre Dame too much. I mean, you played a top 10 team week 1. Who knows how it's going to go week 1? And I mean, for losing that bad, not that bad, I say it's a win. And you ain't in Alabama, so who cares?
I do want to shout out one player, completely irrelevant. I'll try to stay relevant going forward. RJ Harvey, running back for the Denver Broncos. I think he is on all 4 of my fantasy football teams.
Nice.
At this point. So shout out to him. He was an UCF guy, and we're not talking about UCF for a while. So shout out to that school too in the Big 12. So yeah, Miami won. They're looking good. Week 2 is now upon us. What a week this is going to be.
Nope.
Some interesting games.
You're forgetting one thing you didn't talk about, and we have to talk about it.
We do have to talk about it. You know what? You're right. Bill Belichick.
We are talking Big 12. We're talking TCU versus UNC.
Yep.
Bro, okay.
Oh, my God, this game.
Okay, that first drive for UNC looked really good. And then it hit the fan.
Oh, my God.
40.
That was terrible.
To 14.
Bad.
Bro, people
really
were talking
bad.
about that. They were him and his girlfriend were those same exact ages at one point.
Yeah, his 24-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about that all day long. But, I mean, okay, John, now here's my question. Does this prove to you that it was Tom Brady that made Bill Belichick?
Bill Belichick's still a great coach because, I mean, Bill is the only reason why Tom Brady even got a chance.
Yeah.
So, Bill was great for that time. He had his dynasty run. I think this loss is all on coaching. There were just so many undisciplined moments, fumbles, really stupid fumbles.
And you know it's bad when your quarterback pulls up a stat that he hasn't completed a pass in 2 hours.
Yeah, it was bad. It was embarrassing, really. And we're not going to predict them, I don't think, this week.
No, we won't predict them.
Because they're not ranked, and they're not playing a ranked team, nor do I really want to. It could also be that TCU is going to be a Big 12 favorite. It could be. They could have just got really good. That's a possibility. But there were just so many bad plays. Their quarterbacks didn't look good. Shout out to their other quarterback, Max Johnson, I believe his name is, off the top of my head. He came last year. He broke his leg. I remember seeing that, and he's back this year. So shout out to him just for making it back. So I wonder if they'll go with him going forward since he gave him a little bit of a spark. But after that first drive, it was downhill. Bill Belichick, I don't know. I don't think he's getting any other job, though, after this. So UNC, you're kind of stuck with Bill Belichick. I'm not going to lie.
Once they have a confirmed losing season, he's gone.
But do you think North Carolina would move on from him?
Yeah.
Because he's getting paid, and they got to pay him. So... I don't know, but
they have money.
Let's say this though: it's week 1.
Yeah,
let's not overreact.
It's week 1 overreaction.
Yeah, there are a lot of overreactions. Arch Manning sucks. Bill Belichick is gonna get fired. Yeah, Alabama is washed. There are so many overreactions. Florida State is back. That could be an overreaction by the time we get halfway through the year. So let's not overreact. No. Let's go into week 2 with a lot of blowouts incoming, ideally, and let's just get on with it. So, week 2, College Gameday will be at the Michigan versus Oklahoma game. That is the only ranked versus ranked matchup that is happening. So that's where College Gameday is going to be. Week 3 is a lot more exciting matchups, including the Backyard Brawl, which we will predict next week. So check that out. Florida State and Utah have entered the top 25. Kansas State and Boise State have exited the top 25. Boise State, shout out to us, first off. The first pick that we made of week 1, we both took South Florida to beat Boise State. And look what happened. We both got that correct.
We did.
So I think that's a little pat on the back for both you and I. So congrats to us both. on that. So Boise State, it was fun while it lasted. You're out. There are no ranked teams that I know of that are on a bye week. WVU is back. Gotta say it. WVU is back. 45-3. We destroyed RMU. Nico Marchiol looked better than Arch Manning. He looked better.
Pitt destroyed Duquesne.
Pitt destroyed Duquesne, but that's obvious. It's Duquesne.
It's RMU.
Exactly. Backyard brawl. Can't wait. But they looked really good. The fumbles in the first half were terrible, but they cleaned it up and they killed RMU the second half. So West Virginia, they play Ohio. We're not predicting that game. The spread is a lot tighter, though. So that is something to kind of monitor in a way. So I'm a little anxious for Ohio. It's not going to be a walk in the park, but I hope it's a walk in the park. So the backyard brawl is a whole lot more exciting. So hopefully West Virginia is 2-0 going to the backyard brawl. Can't wait to. That'll be the first game we predict next week, too. Guarantee. So let's get on with it. Kennesaw State versus Indiana. Ranked number 23, Indiana. So we kind of have to go and see what Indiana did last week. They're 1-0. Last week, they played Old Dominion and won 27-14. They are led by quarterback Fernando Mendoza, who really didn't play that good. They were led by their running game. Rowan Hemby had 111 rushing yards. Mendoza had a rushing touchdown. This was a run-dominant game against Old Dominion. Wasn't even close. So, congrats to Indiana. They're playing another crappy team in Kennesaw State. I say crappy. I try not to be disrespectful, but Indiana is a 35.5-point favorite. So you could take Kennesaw State as a super dog if you want to. Carlin, last time you took a super dog that was that big of a spread, you failed miserably. So I don't know if you want to do that again. I'll pick first. We'll alternate. I'll take Indiana. This should be a blowout, ideally.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Indiana as well. I mean, the super dog was super tempting, but 35.5 is a big favorite. And if it doesn't happen, I'll be kicking myself later tonight. So
that'd be a crazy one. San Jose State versus number 7 Texas. Well, we know how Texas did last week. We already talked about them. San Jose State is 0-1. They lost to Central Michigan, I believe. So that's not good. Texas is at home for this one. This is really a game for Arch Manning to stat pad. This is like you'll see these week 1 stats with these quarterbacks that go off and do really good because they're playing crappy teams. Arch Manning needs one of those weeks here. He needs a week where he can just go crazy, throw that ball like crazy, just get some chemistry going. This should be a game where you don't run the ball every single time. This should be a game to give Arch Manning confidence before the schedule gets harder. Because the next hard game for Texas is not for a while, I don't believe. Yes, so Texas has a while. Next week they play a trash opponent, then they play Sam Houston, trash opponent, and then they get into tough competition where they play Florida, then Oklahoma. So Arch Manning has 3 weeks to get it going. Let's say that. But, Carlin, I don't even know what the super dog is, but I bet this is a super dog if you want to take.
I'll take no. Where you don't even know. I'm going to take the Horns. Give me Texas. Yeah, they sucked last week, but like you said, it's going to stat pat for Arch Manning, and if they lose this game, there ain't no coming back for Arch Manning. He might be a 7th round pick.
Yeah. I think if this season, if he keeps the traits that he's had from game 1, it's not going to look the best, in my opinion. It's going to be a bit of a struggle for Arch Manning. He might have to stay in school again. Next game, Kent State versus number 24, Texas Tech. Shout out to Kent State, because they apparently won their first game in like over a year.
No.
Last week.
No.
They won a game.
No, it's been longer than that.
Longer than over a year.
Yeah, it's been.
Really?
Yeah, hold on. Last time Kent.
Figure that out. Because they won a game. So I just want to say congrats to Kent State. I'm happy that you won a game.
And then go 21 game streak under a new coach. So, You do the math, John.
That's like 2 seasons, essentially.
I'll tell you their last one. Hold on, 0-8. Their last win was in 2022. Which, hold on, I can tell you when. That was I just want the schedule scoring. Hold on. 5-7. Oh, I can't pull up. Oh wait, schedule and results. Here we go. So their last win before this win was November 26th, 2022.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Anyways.
Wow. Can't believe Kent State. They're playing Texas Tech. How did they do last week? They won a game. They were ranked last week. They beat AR Pine Bluffs. Big dominating game, 67-7. So they're dominant. I'll pick first. I'm going to take Texas Tech. They are heavy favorites, so this should be an easy pick.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Texas Tech. Shout out Kent State, though.
Shout out to Kent State.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, honestly, shout out to them. That was great. I'm making one more pick. I'm going to take the Texans defense here. Last thing I have to consider my fantasy draft. All done with that now. Next game, number 11, Illinois versus Duke. Duke. How did they do last week? Duke won against, I believe, Elon it was. That was crazy. Illinois, though, they are the ranked team. Last week, they destroyed Western Illinois 52-3. Absolutely dominant. They are led by quarterback Luke Altmaier, who had 3 passing touchdowns, who was very accurate. So you pick first here. In terms of spread, like I always got to say, this is actually a lot tighter of a spread. Let me just say that right now. But here's the thing. This is not Superdog worthy. You can't take a Superdog here. The spread is only Illinois favored -2.5.
Why?
The game is at Duke. Duke won last week. Duke, I guess I got to say how good Duke was last week. So, essentially, where are they? There they are. They beat Elon 45-17. They looked really good. Quarterback threw for 389 passing yards. But it's hard to tell just because they played Elon. But the game's at Duke, so that's probably another reason. So, it's a tight spread. So, you pick first.
I'm not going to fall for the trap. I'm going to take Illinois. I mean, at the end of the day, Illinois is a safe pick. I know it's sad, but I'm not going to fall for it.
You know what, though? I have a cushion on you. What? I did not mean to do it. I just did. I have a cushion on you. I can afford to make that cushion even bigger or even worse. So I'm going to take Duke. Might as well. OG member Dan Smith loves Duke basketball. So I know this is football. The home of Daniel Jones. Let me just get that out of the way. This is the home of Daniel Jones back in college. What a guy. I just finished my fantasy draft. Let's go, baby. Don't even have to worry about that. I'm going to take Duke. I'm going to differ from you. If the spread is that close at Duke, I'm taking it. Can't do my super dog, though, here. That is unfortunate. So that's why I checked, though. Next matchup, Baylor versus number 17, SMU. I really want to see the odds. The odds are close for this one as well. SMU is only favored -3. Baylor last week had tough competition, their own one, but they had to go up against, I think it was Auburn. Yeah, they had to play Auburn, who Auburn looks pretty decent this year. We'll see, though, if that's a week 1 overreaction. But Baylor tried. It was kind of close. It's an SEC team they had to play. I like Baylor. I think they kept some guys from last year's team, especially at their quarterback position. I like their QB, Sawyer Robinson, who threw for 419 passing yards last week against Auburn. I like him. They're playing SMU, the team that is also 1-0, ranked number 17 now. They killed East Texas A&M last week. So it's another tight one. It's one that can go either way. I think for me, I pick first. I got to go with my Big 12 team here and Baylor. I got to stay with the Big 12. I could see an upset on the road easily. SMU doesn't fully excite me yet. They never, I don't know. It's a new year. Week 1, didn't like what I saw. I mean, SMU, they played an easy team. So I think a loss is capable. Spread's tight. I'm taking Baylor in an upset. I can't do my super dog here. Who do you got?
I'm also going to stick with you. I low-key wanted to take Baylor.
Oof.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, when we're picking against a team together, we're 1-0
We are 1-0 when we
against
bet
a ranked
against the
team.
favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. So you're taking Baylor.
I'm gonna take Baylor. Yeah. Why not?
All right. Well, you get to pick first in this next one. This is another tight matchup. Superdog is not allowed here. Iowa versus number 16, Iowa State. Iowa State is favored -3.5. Iowa State already has played 2 games this year. They've already played 2. That week 0 game in Ireland they won, and then last week against South Dakota they killed them 55-7. So Iowa State's got some momentum. Iowa is looking pretty half decent this year. They beat Albany. Albany, I think they like to be called, 34-7. Absolutely killed them at home. Their quarterback is named Mark Gronowski. So don't say Gronk. It's Gronowski. But this was a team that ran the living heck out of the football. They barely passed it. This was a all-running assault here. Ran all over Albany. Wasn't even close. So the Battle of the Iowas. Battle of the Iowas. Gotta love the Battle of the Iowas. This game is a noon game. By the way, all of these games are on Saturday that we're predicting. All these games are on Saturday.
The NFL starts.
Yes. So no Thursday game, no Friday game, all Saturday. So just so you all know that. You pick first here, Carlin. Who are you taking?
You know I love my twisters. You know I do.
Twisters.
If you're new to this podcast, we call them the Iowa State Twisters. Yes, we are. No, they call themselves the Cyclones for Iowa. Makes no sense. You know I love the Twisters. But I'm feeling an upset in the state of Iowa. I'm going to take Iowa. I'm going to represent the Big Ten. Which, by the way, John, I know you talked about this, that this chance has a week to be a blowout week, which it does. I mean, you're talking like Austin Peay versus Georgia. Like,
yeah.
You know. But these 4 games that we just predicted have a chance to be really close.
Yeah, they do. Like, there are some really close ones. I say blowout week because I looked at Texas and Georgia and who they're playing. But there are some close ones, though, I will say. So you're taking Iowa.
I'll take Iowa.
And, I got to represent the Big 12 here. I'm taking Iowa State. Rocco Becht is having a great season so far at QB. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Give me Iowa State. Let's do one that I know we will both take a certain team here. FIU versus Penn State. We are.
Oh, hold on. Let's do it again. Sorry. Let me get ready.
We are.
Penn State.
We are.
Penn State.
We are.
Penn State.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like it.
I'm taking Penn State.
You're taking Penn State. I'm taking Penn State. But I want to shout out Penn State first before we move on. Penn State had a great week against Nevada last week. Absolutely destroyed them. This was beautiful to watch. I was so happy watching this game. Drew Aller looked good. He looked pretty good. Very accurate. He went 22 of 26, 217 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Running game looked good. It did what they had to do. The fact that the top 2 leading receivers for Penn State were both wide receivers is also crazy. It's always a tight end and a running back. So the fact that it was 2 receivers, Kyron Hudson, really nice game from him. He was a transfer wide receiver. Trevor Pena as well had a really nice game. I liked what I saw. It is against Nevada. Penn State has some easy weeks coming up. They play FIU, then they play Villanova, and then they got the big Oregon game. So that big Oregon game is going to be huge. They got Ohio State. They don't got Michigan this year, but they do have Indiana. So they still got a challenging schedule. That Oregon game will be big. I think it's obvious, though, how they're going to do here. We're both taking Penn State. Shout out to Penn State, baby. Let's go. Number 8 matchup that we're predicting. East Texas A&M versus Florida State. I will pull up the odds in case you want to go Superdog here. If I can find it. There it is. And I don't have the odds. The prediction, though, is 98.6% chance Florida State will win. So if you do want to take a Superdog, I bet it is eligible here. I don't know if you want to. East Texas A&M, not a very good school. They're really not. They don't even have a logo that pops up. They're not good. Florida State was the big surprise. They were. No one expected them to beat Bama. I bet many people except Lee Corso picked Florida State to win. But they have a new team. The transfer portal does wonders. DJ Uiagalelei is in the NFL somehow. I think he got released. They got Thomas Castellanos as their quarterback, and he is a shifty little guy. He led their team in rushing attempts and rushing yards, and he gave them a spark. Gave them what they had to do. He talked his trash. He said that Bama does have Nick Saban to run to. He talked his trash, and Florida State got the win. So I like this team. I like them a lot. They got an easy matchup this week. Their next hard matchup, you could say, is Virginia and then Miami. That's when it gets a bit tough. But they got 2 easy matchups. So I think we'll be predicting them for the next 2 weeks. But you pick first. Who do you got?
I'm going to take Florida State, baby. After coming off a high win against Bama, can't pick against them. And they're playing East Texas A&M. Come on.
Yeah, that alone. That alone. Yeah. If it was a different opponent, I think maybe we could entertain the Superdog thought. But let's move on, shall we? Utah State versus number 19, Texas A&M. A&M is favored minus 31.5. So Superdog is eligible here. Texas A&M had a good week 1. They beat UTSA 42-24. They did give up a lot of points. They scored a lot of points. Marcel Reed had a nice game at QB. The dual threat in a way with no run game. This is all passing for the most part. He threw for 4 passing touchdowns. He looked really good. So that's a good sign for Texas A&M. Texas A&M is one of the toughest places to play at. Utah State is coming in next week between Texas A&M and Notre Dame. Could be one of the games of the week. So that will be exciting.
Probably going to be game day.
You do say it would be game day. There are potentially better games, including the Backyard Brawl. So that might not even be game day.
Backyard Brawl.
It could be Backyard Brawl. Pat McAfee speaks enough to it. If he has enough influence.
No. What needs to happen is both Pitt and West Virginia need to be ranked for it to be Backyard Brawl worthy.
They'd have to be undefeated in my eyes. And with Pat McAfee influence.
2-0. Yeah, it's not happening.
The Pat McAfee influence would have to be crazy for game day. I'm taking Texas A&M. I don't want to stay on this one long.
I still could see Pat McAfee showing up like he did last year. But it's Texas A&M. Come on. Utah State.
Yeah.
Hard place to play. What is the name of this next school? Grambling State?
Grambling State, yes. Grambling State versus the number 1 team in the country, Ohio State.
All right, John, without looking, where do you think Grambling State is?
I'll just say Kentucky or Ohio.
I'm going to say Indiana. Nope.
Okay.
Louisiana,
that's crazy. Shout out to Grambling State. Yeah, that's funny. Ohio State, though, looked good. Their offense will develop. Jeremiah Smith had some uncharacteristic drops early on, so that's not good to see. But Ohio State is Ohio State. They're the best team in the country after beating what was the best team in the country, Texas. Julian Sain looked nice, I thought. He's a QB that came in, first ever game played. First ever big start, let's say that. Thought he looked good. They relied heavily on the running game. Didn't average great yards because Texas's D-line was very good. But Julian Sain, I thought, looked nice. His completion percentage should have been better if there weren't some drops. But I thought he was good for a very tough first week. CJ Donaldson, shout out to him, West Virginia legend. He led the team with 19 carries and had the first score for Ohio State. So shout out to CJ Donaldson. I like to see him do well with Ohio State. His name being on a big stage is so nice to see. I'm going to not pick first. You pick first.
Ohio State, come on. Number 1 team in the country. It's not hard. Don't overthink it. And if they get upset, I will laugh so hard. There would be like a podcast episode. that day.
Yeah, there'd be an emergency podcast.
Like not even the next day. That day.
Yeah, I wouldn't even like wait for that to drop or anything like that. That'd be crazy. Let's move on though. East Tennessee State versus number 22 Tennessee. Okay. Before you sing, do you even pick first? No, you don't. So I get to talk first. Tennessee last week beat Syracuse, 45-26. Their new quarterback is Joey Aguilar, who had a nice game, throwing 3 passing touchdowns. He looked good. Syracuse didn't look good. They're playing East Tennessee State. In terms of Superdog, I don't even have the option, and I'm not doing that again. There's no point in wasting it on East Tennessee State. I'll take Tennessee. Carlin, who do you got?
Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top. Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Hey, you laughed, but you said that they would do horrible last week, and they didn't. And also, by the way, you know how we were talking about what game that, like, if a game was going to be played in Georgia, it was Tennessee versus Syracuse that was played in Georgia.
Okay.
At Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So this is Tennessee's first home game of the year, by the way. Tennessee, come on.
Didn't we have a bet last week in terms of Texas and Ohio State?
We did, and you won that bet.
And okay, wasn't it, because obviously it's too late now, wasn't it like you had to wear something of my choice?
Yeah, which we can still do.
That can be maybe next week.
Yeah, we can do it next week. Yeah,
you're wearing your little Nintendo sweatshirt, so yeah, we forgot about that. But yeah, I remember that bet existed. No bets with Tennessee, no super dogs with Tennessee here. Next game, Austin Peay. Never heard of you. I think in our 3 years of doing this, I don't think we ever predicted this team. Versus number 4, Georgia. Okay. Let's shout out Austin Peay Governors. They're 1-0 right now after beating Middle Tennessee. This is a very tough matchup that they got. They play nobody else. I don't think we'll ever talk about this team again after this week. They're the Governors playing against the Bulldogs. Next week, Georgia plays Tennessee. And then they play Bama. I think they won't go game day for the Tennessee game. I think they'll go game day for Bama game.
Unless Bama craps the bed.
If Bama really craps the bed, I think they'll be afloat by then.
But they normally...
But it's Bama, Georgia. It's Bama, Georgia.
Yeah.
And week 3 also has a lot of great matchups, such as the Backyard Brawl. So, yeah, there's a lot of at the end of the episode, I'll say what matchups there are next week, and we can maybe predict game day. But you pick first here. Georgia looked really good. They moved all the way up to number 4. I don't even think there's betting odds for this.
Doesn't matter. Just give me the Bulldogs. Austin Peay, thank you. Welcome to Inside the Dome. I hope you enjoyed your stay. See you next time.
Hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm taking Georgia, too. See, this is when I was talking about blowout week right here. These types of things. But this next one is Superdog worthy with an intriguing Superdog. Number 20, Ole Miss versus Kentucky. The spread here. Ole Miss is favored minus 10.5. It's reasonable. It is absolutely reasonable here. Kentucky is 1-0. Kentucky is in the SEC. They beat Toledo 24-16. Decent first week. Ole Miss, what they do, week 1, they killed Georgia State, but then again, it is Georgia State. It's an intriguing matchup. Superdogs are going crazy, potentially, for this matchup. And, of course, I have to pick first. I think I'm not going to take the Superdog here. I think that there's a better Superdog later. I hope. I think there is a better Superdog later. I'm going to take the Superdog that I think exists later. I hope. So I'm going to take Ole Miss here. I never thought Kentucky would win though it is at Kentucky, so it is interesting. So yeah, I am going to take Ole Miss to win. Carlin, this is a super dog opportunity here if you want to take it.
The one I highlight, is that what you think is the super dog?
No, that's just my pick. What do you mean?
Which one do you think is the super dog?
Oh, I mean, if you take... Oh, I don't know yet.
No, what are you thinking, though? I just want to know.
I honestly forget. I looked at it hours ago, and I remember there being multiple options. So
we can always take super dogs after the episode. I'm going to stick with Ole Miss at the moment.
You kind of have to announce it in the episode. You kind of have to.
All right, we can go through all of them, but I'll take Ole Miss at the moment. I'll if I need to, I'll switch.
I think you have to be genuine with your pick. I think you have to be genuine. You can't go back on your pick.
John, what time's the game?
The game is at 3:30 in the afternoon on ABC.
Screw it. Give me Kentucky.
As the super dog?
As the super dog.
I love it. I absolutely love it. That's the thing. You got to be genuine with your super dog pick. You can't go back like after you didn't pick one and then change a pick.
You always said we could do that.
I know, but I'm changing it this year. I want you to be tight with your team, not picking them out of desperation. I want you to have that Kentucky pride. Do you have that Kentucky pride, Carlin?
No.
You better have that Kentucky pride because that is your super dog for the week. Next pick that we got, Oklahoma State, Big 12 team versus number 6, Oregon. Oregon is favored minus 28.5. Both teams are 1-0. If you asked me Oklahoma State like 2 years ago, honestly, would have been very interesting. This year, not as interesting. Though they did win last week against UT Martin. They don't have their super old quarterback anymore. So old, I already forgot his name. Now they got Zane Flores at the helm. They don't have Ollie Gordon anymore. Instead, they have Caleb Hicks, and he did not have Ollie Gordon-type stats. So this team doesn't look like they're back in any way. Oregon's 1-0. They're ranked number 6 in the country. Killed Montana State. Very dominant performance by new quarterback Dante Moore, who went very accurate with 3 passing touchdowns. I like Oregon a lot, but I don't believe I pick first here. I believe you pick first here. Who are you taking in this matchup?
I'm going to take the Ducks. Also shout out Oregon's mascot last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. But I'm setting them up to have Penn State versus Oregon beat College Gameday for the whiteout at the end of the month, which the next day I run a 10K. So hopefully it starts to be a blowout for Penn State so I can go to bed early. But we're going to set that up. Give me Oregon.
Okay, I'm going to take Oregon as well. I won't stay too long on it. Next matchup, we got Troy versus number 8, Clemson. Clemson. Bad loss last week. Absolutely bad loss against LSU. Honestly, like I said it earlier, they should have lost by more if the officials were smart and if Brian Kelly was smart. Should have been 27-10. But they're playing Troy.
Yeah.
They're playing Troy, who is 1-0. They are 1-0. And I think there are some former West Virginia connections with Troy. But those connections I don't think are there anymore at Troy. I forget, there was a quarterback that came from Troy. It was either Jared Dagey. I don't think JT Daniels went to Troy. Unless it was JT Daniels that went there after West Virginia. It was either that or Jared Dagey played there at some point. One of the two. If you're listening, you want to correct me, just send me a text. It was one of those two guys that ended up playing at Troy. I pick first here. I'm going to take Clemson to win this game in a blowout. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to take Clemson in a blowout.
Okay.
Troy, man.
It's Troy. It's absolutely Troy. Number 16, we got the Battle of Arkansas. I love the Battle of States. Next week, we have the Battle of Florida.
Oh,
I think earlier we had the Battle of Iowa.
We did.
I love the battle of the states. Next pick is the Battle of Florida.
The Battle of Florida is the Battle of... Oh, it is. Yeah. Oh.
I can't wait. I love these. Arkansas Pine Bluff versus Central Arkansas. Last week against Texas Tech, not very good. Not very.
Dude, I'm thinking it's a bounce back week for them. Yeah, I mean, you played a big school. I mean, you got the fat paycheck. I mean, who won it though? Like who?
They are rich right now, Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Yeah, they are. I'm taking Arkansas Pine Bluff. They gotta win, man. They have to.
They got it. This is the bounce back week. Last week, we forget about it. This week, we come in strong. We win the Battle of Arkansas. Florida. Oh, God. South Florida. I'm laughing about South Florida, by the way, because I saw South Florida next on the list. Shout out to Arkansas Pine Bluff versus Central Arkansas. It should be a good matchup. I'm rooting for Arkansas Pine Bluff to win this game. South Florida, you are a joke. That's why I'm laughing about you, because I know you're probably going to get killed. But shout out to South Florida because they beat Boise State. Oh, man. South Florida, you're going to get embarrassed this week probably because Florida has DJ Lagway at quarterback. He looks pretty darn good.
Yeah,
let's say that right now. Who do you? Oh, I pick first.
Yeah, you do pick first.
Picking Florida to win. Yeah. There should be a blowout. South Florida, you were good for 1 week. Now you are a joke.
Yeah, you made us laugh so hard.
You made us laugh so hard. It was definitely you, South Florida.
Definitely was. I'm going to take Florida too.
Cal Poly. That's another funny name that we get to pick next. Cal Poly versus number 25 Utah. Utah enters the top 25 for reasons. Okay. Who they beat last week to earn a top 25 spot? They beat UCLA. Nico Iamavea, however you say his name. That's who they beat. And they earned themselves a spot in the top 25. Nico is terrible. He was at Tennessee. Now he's at UCLA. He sucks. Utah whooped them late at night, very late at night, 43-10. Now they play Cal Poly. I mean, South Florida, you're hilarious. Cal Poly, you're even funnier. I mean, we had, who else did we say already? Austin Peay? Arkansas Pine Bluff? So many funny team names.
Grambling State.
That we got. Grambling State. Cal Poly. This is a great week for just those unknown teams.
I don't even think we got the best one yet, though.
Is the best one later? Oh, that's an even better one that you're highlighting, and I can't wait. I will say this. Nothing beats Arkansas Pine Bluff, but the one that we got later is going to really cook. Cal Poly versus Utah, though. You pick first. Who you got?
You mean
wait,
the Utes?
Before there is no betting odds. Okay. Who do you got?
I'm taking the Utes. I mean, destroy Nico. I don't like Nico anymore. He's at UCLA. He's at a big competitor. He's a bum. I'm taking the Utes.
Okay. Next game, we've got SC State versus number 10. Oh, I took Utah. Sorry, Cal Poly. SC State versus number 10, South Carolina. I don't even see betting odds for this one. Lenoris Sellers is the QB for South Carolina. He's going to be a guy to watch later on. Ooh, so you fix your AirPods there. Are you good?
Sorry, it fell out, so I had to... Yeah, we're good.
It fell out, and I heard myself for a second. YouTube people, you definitely saw that happen. Okay. I pick first here. I'm taking South Carolina. Lenoris Sellers looking real nice early on this year. They're at home, too. SC State, you don't got a chance. I think Cal Poly got a better chance against Utah. Let's say that. I think Central Arkansas has a better chance at beating Arkansas Pine Bluff than SC State does of being South Carolina. I think that Battle of Arkansas could be really close. Let me just say that. South Carolina's winning this.
Yeah, I kind of agree here. I mean, it's SC State, man. Number 10 team in the country. This is an easy week to predict. Except
Hold up, though.
Middle gut.
Hold up. SC State means South Carolina State, right? I'm not tweeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the Battle of South Carolina. We already did the Battle of Florida with South Florida and Florida. We already did the Battle of Arkansas with Pine Bluff and Central Arkansas.
We're going to have the Battle of Louisiana here in a minute.
Yeah, we had the Battle of Iowa. This is a crazy week of Battle of the States. Absolutely crazy.
We had the Battle of Texas. Baylor versus SMU.
Yeah. Jeez, this is a low-key kind of good week in a way when you really look at it. I think it really was that Pine Bluff pick that really got me to appreciate the head-to-head matchups. So
I will say, Arkansas Pine Bluff's an amazing name, but if there was a second place, it would be this team. Go for it.
This next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Bethune-Cookman versus number 5, Miami. Bethune-Cookman.
Oh my gosh.
I thought I've seen it all, but I haven't seen it all.
Battle of Florida.
Now
Beach.
The first thing that pops up is B-CU. And then I click it, and it says Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. So, Bethune-Cookman.
They have an acceptance rate of 99.9%.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And next week they play SC State. So I hope it. Do they play Arkansas Pine Bluff? They do play Arkansas Pine Bluff October 25th. That's crazy.
I hope we can predict that.
Can't wait till October 25th. That will be a fun week. Bethune-Cookman versus Arkansas Pine Bluff. Let's go, baby. Miami, Florida, though. Carson Beck absolutely tore the house down in a way against Notre Dame. I thought he looked good. I watched a lot of it. I wouldn't say he tore the house down, but he looked pretty effective. 20-31, 205 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. He looked good. He really did. I thought he had great control of the offense. He had some very nice receivers. CJ Daniels, shout out to him. He had the best catch of the weekend. You definitely saw that touchdown grab, that one-hander that he had, that OBJ. If not,
dude, there were two great catches this weekend.
One from Florida, too, the other Florida receiver. But this one was better from Miami. So shout out, where's his name? There it is. CJ Daniels, shout out to you. You had a very nice catch. Malachi Toney, their leading receiver, is a true freshman as well. That's always scary when you have a true freshman that steps up. So shout out to him as well. I think this should be an easy game to predict. Miami, Florida versus Bethune-Cookman. No disrespect to Bethune-Cookman, but I don't pick first. I know you already took a super dog. I know you already did. But you can always take another upset if you'd like. Who are you taking?
I am going to go with Miami, Florida, baby. Come on. Carson Beck. He proved me wrong last week, so I'll stick with him this week.
They did prove you wrong. Next game we got, I'm taking Miami, Florida as well. LA Tech versus number 3 LSU. Another in-state battle here. LSU, we talked about them enough in a way, but they looked really good. They should have won by more. Garrett Nussmeier is back. He'll be another quarterback prospect to watch by the time it gets April. He looks really good. He had a nice game. His stats should have been better if the officials counted the 1 touchdown instead they called it an incomplete pass. This team looks really good. LSU's favored minus 37.5. I'm taking LSU. This should be an easy one.
Yeah, come on, LSU. Great game last week. It's the Louisiana Tech. No offense to Louisiana Tech, but all offense to Louisiana Tech.
Next game that we got. Number 22, Arizona State, ranked number 12, versus Mississippi State. That's how you accurately say them. I have it written down, MS State. Arizona State is a 6.5-point favorite. They are at Mississippi State. Mississippi State last week, where are they? Actually, first we'll talk about Arizona State because they're the ranked team. They don't got Cam Scatterbo anymore. He is gone. He's a New York Giant. They still got Sam Leavitt, their very talented quarterback, who had 2 passing touchdowns and a pick, as well as 2 rushing touchdowns as well. They barely had a run game without Scatterbo. Mississippi State Bulldogs are 1-0 right now. They beat Southern Mississippi last week, 34-17. They had a nice game. Their QB had a very solid passing game. Nothing on the ground, but they had a nice ground game too. This game's at Mississippi State as well. Who picks first? You pick first. Who do you got in this head-to-head matchup?
I'm going to take Arizona State. I mean, you said it's the 6.5-point favorite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still going to stick with Arizona State. They're the Sun Devils, right?
They are the Sun Devils.
Dude, they upset Penn State women's volleyball. Penn State
Did they?
They were ranked number 2 in the country, and they were ranked number 12 actually, and Arizona State beat them in Pittsburgh. There was a tournament in Pittsburgh this past weekend. If I knew that,
why were we not at this?
I was gonna say Pitt was playing, Penn State was playing, Arizona State was playing. You had a bunch of teams there.
I don't know how many podcasters are covering women's volleyball. We could have been the first.
We could have been.
Could have been. Should have told me.
Dude, I love watching volleyball.
Should have told me. We could have been the first. That's how we get big, doing something no one else does. Women's volleyball. That's fun. I did watch it once at WVU. It was kind of fun. Until it went on for over 3 hours, but it was kind of fun. So you're taking Arizona State. Well, I told you, Carlin. I told you that later down the line I had another Superdog idea in mind, and I can't believe I'm going against the Big 12 here, but I am going against the Big 12 here. Taking Mississippi State as my Superdog for the week. This is what is called being confident in your Superdog pick. I'm confident, even though I'm not confident because this is not a Big 12 pick. But everything is in favor for Mississippi State to get a nice upset. They're home. They're 1-0. They got momentum. Arizona State just proved that they don't really have a running game right now without Scattaboo. So can Sam Leavitt carry the charge again? Likely. But Mississippi State, I have them winning. I have them being my Superdog. Now, let's just say this. If for any reason the spread tightens by the time we get to Saturday, so let's say it's 5.5 or 4.5, at least my rule is I don't care. It was 6.5 when we made this episode, so I'm not going to change it if the spread gets lower. So we're recording earlier, but same thing with you. If like Ole Miss and Kentucky, if the spread got tighter and you already made your Superdog pick, you get to keep it. So the benefit of predicting earlier in the week. So there we go. 2 more games. The game of the week. It took, how long did it take? It took 1 hour and 2 minutes to get to the game of the week. Finally, a ranked versus ranked matchup. Thank goodness. We got number 15, Michigan, against number 18, Oklahoma. College Gameday is going to be here at this game. Michigan last week, against, had to swallow there, swallowed my saliva, New Mexico. 34-17. Your Superdog was way off, Carlin. Way off. That was kind of interesting at one point in the middle. Bryce Underwood, 18 years young, had a really nice game for his age. 21-31, 251 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Their running back, Justice Haynes, had 16 carries for 159 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. He looked really good. They have a great running game. They always have a great running game. Oklahoma, how they do, because they don't have Jackson Arnold anymore. He's now at Auburn. Last week against Illinois State, they killed him 35-3. Their new quarterback is John Mateer. Had a nice game, 30-37, 392 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Looked really good. Had a rushing touchdown as well. This Oklahoma team, they're home for this game. That's another big advantage. The spread, Oklahoma is favored -5.5. They're favored. And bad news for you, because I get to pick first. So, I was always going to take Oklahoma. I will never willingly take Michigan unless they're going against another team I hate more. I don't have enough hate for Oklahoma. I think everything's in their favor. Bryce Underwood, he has to go in enemy territory. He has to have that Arch Manning type of game. He got squeaky clean last week playing against New Mexico. Now he has to go into a tough environment against a tough SEC defense. So let's see if he's really good or not, or if he's just another Arch Manning who needs more development. Taking Oklahoma here. Who do you got?
I hate it.
Who do you hate it?
I hate it so much. I gotta go with Michigan. Not because they're ranked better. I just think they're actually half decent and can actually go put up a fight in Oklahoma. Now I could be wrong. I could be right. But I just, my gut's telling me Michigan. I'm trying to catch up with points for you.
Yeah.
I hate doing it, and I hated taking it last year, but I took it better than Ohio State. I hate Ohio State more than I hate Michigan.
That's fair.
I think you could agree on that.
In some ways.
If I had a pick, it's Michigan. But yeah, I'm going to stick with Michigan. It could be wrong. I could be right. But it's just something telling me. Something
I'm
is.
telling you.
Next week we'll be back here and we'll talk about whether that was a complete idiotic decision, or John made a stupid decision, or we were both wrong and the kicker for Oklahoma won the game when it was 3-0.
Yeah. Here's the thing. In terms of points, you can either get even with me or get even worse. So we'll see how it goes.
Get even.
Last pick. Get even or get even worse. Last pick, L.A. Monroe versus number 21 Alabama. Alabama stunk the bed. Now, if they lost this game, I think we'd have an emergency episode and just talk about like everything. How Bama is crumbling. Like, if Bama loses this game, they have a legit problem. Like, I don't even know if they'd make the playoff with that loss against L.A. Monroe. No. They're heavy favorites. You pick first here. Who do you got?
I'm going to take Alabama. You have to.
Have to.
I mean, if they lose, like...
We're going to have serious conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really serious conversations if they lose this game. At home, too. Alabama.
They could be like Florida State last year.
That'd be so crazy. That'd be hilarious. I think Kalen DeBoer could lose his job on site if they lost to L.A. Monroe. I'm serious. Like, if they lost to L.A. Monroe...
Okay, wait. For jokes and giggles, can we see how L.A. Monroe did last year? Last week?
Last year. Okay.
Last week.
Yeah. I can figure out. Last week. Is there any chance of an upset? Let's see. Where the heck? Oh, that's Michigan's schedule. Oh my God, I'm so out of it. I was essentially thinking
they played St. Francis, PA.
Shout out St. Francis, PA, because they sucked. 29-0. Crap. Okay, that's good. That's good confidence for LA Monroe. Yeah, QBs don't look that great. Braylon McReynolds, if he has a good game, that could be nice. We'll look out for him. Last year, if we want to look at last year a little bit, they lost to Louisiana to end their year. But it's a new year. They didn't play Arkansas Pine Bluff, so it's not a true year for LA Monroe.
Not really a true year.
So we're both taking Bama. Last thing I did want to say I wanted to look at was next week, game day. Here are the options. So there's a lot of options. Obviously, the backyard brawl is the best option. It obviously is. What else is there? Blah, blah, blah. That one's bad. Georgia versus Tennessee, which I don't know if they'll do because they might save Georgia for the Bama game. That's an option. The next big option is Texas A&M versus Notre Dame. That's another big one. That could potentially be it. Florida versus LSU is also pretty big. It's those three, essentially, you could go with. Or you can go to the school that you haven't gone to in years, West Virginia. You don't got many chances to go to West Virginia.
I went there this year.
Game day.
Game day. It's not happening, though.
This is like the best chance in years, I think West Virginia has the chance of making game day. Unless they go undefeated.
Do you have a big team coming to you later?
Big 12 teams, yeah. But
TCU gets ranked. Is TCU coming?
I mean, I guess I gotta pull up West Virginia's schedule real quick. Let's see. Very quick search. If you've stuck with us this long, thank you so much.
Texas Tech comes to you.
Yeah, I mean, we got BYU, but I don't know how they're going to be.
You do
Utah.
got Utah.
You
also got TCU.
We got Colorado, but they already don't look great.
Yeah.
Houston, probably not. Arizona State, if they stay hot.
But that would be in Arizona.
Crap. Texas Tech may at the end of the year, but I doubt that.
Yeah,
it's really the backyard brawl, maybe Utah. I think the backyard brawl.
Backyard brawl, Utah, and
come on, Pat McAfee.
TCU.
Please.
Pat McAfee, if you do it, we will drive down. I don't even know what I have the next day.
I don't even have tickets for the game, but I'd go there just for game day.
We will find a way.
I'd just go somewhere else to watch the game at that point, but I'd go down for game day like that portion.
Yeah, I'd go.
Oh, man. Come on, Pat McAfee.
I would love for game day to come to Pitt, because I would go.
All right, let's end it right there. That's too much talking right there. We don't need to see College Game Day at Pitt. Yeah, screw that. Thank you all for listening to this episode. Another fun college football episode. So we differed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Right now I have a 4-point lead over Carlin. So we'll see if that sticks or if it doesn't stick. A lot of battle of in-state teams. You got the Floridas, the Arkansas, all these fun teams. Can't wait to watch college football on Saturday. All on Saturday this weekend. So stay tuned. Stay tuned tomorrow for the conclusion of our NFL series. This episode will also be on YouTube, this NFL episode. We will do our playoff predictions. We will do our individual award predictions, as well as our week 1 predictions. That will be a lightning round. That will be very quick. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. If you haven't listened to it already, our West predictions dropped as well. That is only on podcast platforms. That is not on YouTube. So check that out as well. That's about it for Inside the Dome. Check out The Final Verdict, our other podcast, which is now on YouTube as well. We have our Peacemaker review, which will drop on Saturday. And then we got Wednesday Season 2, Part 2 will drop at the end of the week, beginning of next week, around that time, as well as a almost confirmed live stream, I would say, on Friday. Chiefs-Chargers. Won't say 100% in case anything pops up. We'll confirm it more in tomorrow's episode.
Light it up, light it up, light it up.
What are you singing right now?
Let's light it up, light it up.
Why are you singing AJ Lee's theme?
Because she's returning Friday.
She could be returning Friday. So if we do the live stream Friday, we will also react to AJ Lee. Because that will be on the second TV.
Imagine
when we watch.
Patrick Mahomes is like stinking the bed and we're just talking about AJ Lee back on the
What if Taylor Swift and AJ Lee are on the screen at the same time?
And on that note, thank you.
And on that note, follow our social medias, our Instagram, our John Cena follow, Twitter/X, our TikTok account. All of that can be found in the link tree in the link in bio. So check us out there. But other than that, another week of college football has come and gone. Can't wait for the weekend. Thank you all for listening. With Carlin Jacob, I'm John Dodaro. Have a great day, everybody, and see you next time on Inside the Dome.